This is for entertainment purposes only. We're just reading the cards to see what they say. Now, this is all weird stuff, so if you've come in from the crime investigations or from the picker cards, you'll probably find this very weird. So it's probably not for you. But yeah, if you want to just be entertained and look into weird stuff and see what's going on, then stick around. Otherwise, yeah, just go and watch the other types of shows, the other types of videos. Welcome back to my Weird Wednesday reads. Today we're reading on the Anunnaki. So thank you, Linda, for your great question. We're going to have a look at, did the Anunnaki really come here to mine gold? Did they create a race of humans to do the work for them because the mining was too hard? So let's get into the reading. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to check in with my cards, make sure it's okay for me to read on the Anunnaki. Okay, let's check. Okay, I got a no, I got a psychic attack, and I got the alien card. So this is the different races and the different species of alien. So let me just check in. I just want to strengthen my protection for a little minute. So what I'm checking into now is I'm going to check in with my spirit team and see if I can ask them questions about the Anunnaki, please. Not that I'm connecting in with Anunnaki. I'm asking to connect into my spirit team to ask them questions, please. Okay, so they are telling me I'm protected. So that the first question. Okay, did the Anunnaki really come to Earth to mine gold, please? Is that story true? The story of the Anunnaki coming to Earth to mine gold, is that true? Oops. Okay, we've got a big yes here. That's the big yes. Okay, what we've also got here is they came here to receive. Now, I'm getting riches, but I feel like it's not the riches in the way we see riches. What we call riches is what they were using for their atmosphere. So our gold, and here straight away, as soon as this card popped out, it was gold coin. So I'm being drawn to the gold coin straight away. So yes, they did come down here to receive gold. So they came down to receive, and they came down to get it's the gold coin. So for what we call riches, it's just gold. They may not even call it gold, but it's for their atmosphere. Now also for their health as well. This is a recharge for health. So they did come here, and it's saying a recharge for health. So they had to recharge their atmosphere. That's what it was. And the gold is a good conductor, so it is something to do with charging properties in gold. So that's what it was. So they did come down here for recharge. It was to recharge their atmosphere. They had to come down to receive our gold. This is gold light. This is a gold energy, and the gold coin. Okay, was there anything else here? So healing. They were healing of their atmosphere. Okay, anything else out of these couple of cards, please, while they come down? So yes, they did come down for healing. There was some healing on their own planet that was needed, and that was something out of our resources that they got them there. But there is also a bigger picture here. Now, the bigger picture and the support I feel like could be where we're talking about how they came to create man, because they came here to they found the resources they needed here on Earth, but they figured out that mining gold was hard work. So the story goes that they created a race of man. I believe they created man out of clay in that creation story, and that was to do the mining for them, to do the hard work, and that's how man was created. Now, I feel like here this is a support card with all the people, so I feel like that is the creation card, and I do have a creation card, but I do feel like that is, there was a much bigger picture. So I feel like, and here, it was a bigger job. Have a look at this. This is them, so this is them with their transport ships, their flying ships, and it's like they came in and it was a bigger job. It was a bigger job than what they thought, so they did have to create humans, like a team of support. They needed support to do the work. It wasn't something they could do on their own to move forward. So moving forward, they needed the support to move forward. So they split. Now, what did they split? Did they split Now I feel like that's something to do with when the creation of man. So splitting genes or splitting something, splicing again, I'm hearing splicing again. So is that kind of splitting of genes. So we're going back into that creation story. So let's read a little bit deeper here. We're going to ask the realm. This is my realm deck. This is my weird deck. So let's ask it. Already it's validated what their story. We've got a yes, and we've got the whole story laid out before us. So yes, it's been validated. Okay. So we know that that's true. We know that that story has merit. Are they still here? Are the Anunnaki still here on Earth, please? Okay, now what I'm getting from that, it says it's an illusion, an unveiling. Okay, so we're getting revealing it as it is. So we've got the revealing as it is. So we've got the illusion and eyes playing tricks on you. So what I'm getting here is that our eyes don't see them. It's like when your eyes play tricks on you, you might see little lights and stuff like here, and it's unveiling. So it's like unveiling. So they're not something that we can see for some reason. They're cloaked, or they're out of our, they're veiled. They could be veiled. It's like, okay, what if they are here and just look like normal humans? So are they cloaked in that way? Are they veiled in that way? Like an illusion to us without, and I should have mentioned, I'll mention now, this is for entertainment purposes only. We're just reading the cards to see what they say. Now, this is all weird stuff, so if you've come in from the crime investigations or from the picker cards, you'll probably find this very weird. So it's probably not for you, but yeah, if you want to just be entertained and look into weird stuff and see what's going on, then stick around. Otherwise, yeah, just go and watch the other types of shows, the other types of videos. But yeah, okay, so back to the reading, because I did forget to mention that at the beginning, that this is weird. So this could get very weird. So now, and we are going weird right now. So what it's saying that there's some kind of, they're veiled from us or cloaked from us, and there's some kind of illusion playing tricks on us. Okay, so is that to do with how we see them, please? Is there an illusion around how we see them? The transformation. But yes, okay, we've got a yes and no. And it's a past. So a past. Why is there a yes and no to, is there an illusion to how we see them? So maybe sometimes, yes, sometimes they show themselves, sometimes they don't. It's not very often that the yes and no card jump out like that. So side by side too. Well, I put them side by side, but it's the yes and no in the same spread, same question. Okay, because usually if that happens, we get the soft yes or the soft no, meaning it's a little bit different, but we're getting a direct yes and a direct no. So it's saying, okay, is there an illusion to how we see them? Yes and no. So perhaps in the past we saw them a certain way, and now we see them a different way. Okay, because we've got the past card, that's why, and that we've got the transformation card. That's what's making me piece those two things together. Disappointment. Okay, disappointment. Again, this person's in a cloak, so they're cloaked, this person. Okay, so let's have a little look here. Let's see if I can take some from both decks. Okay, will the Anunnaki, it's said that the Anunnaki return every, I think, 3,600 years. Are the Anunnaki returning back to Earth, please? Are the Anunnaki returning back to Earth? So the other question that Linda had was, did they create man? Well, when I first asked the question, did they come to mine Earth? I think the whole story played out there, that it said that it was hard work and that they needed support. So that's where the whole creation of man came in. So yes, I think you were right with that question as well. That yes, they did come and create man. Okay, now I'm not sure what I asked on this one. Are they coming back? Okay. Now, what I'm getting here is something about back in the shadows. So we've got shadowy here. So something about coming back, or they're in the shadows. And how we said before that they're cloaked, or we don't see them. There's an illusion that plays tricks on our eyes. Now we've got the shadowy. So it's like, yeah, that's a full-on card there. I wish you could see that close up. There's a lot going on in that card. Okay, so it says it's also unperceivable, but I feel like it's shadows in the shadows. Also got leveling up, so it's like they're in a different level up. We've got abundance, so maybe they're coming back for more, maybe because all the hands out, so maybe they're coming back for more. More of our gold, more of our resources. Okay, there's a breakthrough, so an unlocking. So it's almost as if are they locked out? It's like, because it says they need to break through. It's almost like they're locked out. And protection. It's like there's a protective barrier around us where they can't come in. Okay, and loyalty. So it's loyalty, slow, and the other cards are loyalty and slow down. So it's slow. So the progression is slow. And here we've got the 2. So that's making me think of because I know the orbit is a different kind of orbit. It's an elliptical orbit. Apparently, the planet that they're from. I think they call it the 10th planet, maybe. But that's what I'm seeing. The 2 planets, kind of, or 2 suns, or something. How a lot of solar systems have 2. The binary sun, so they have the 2 suns circling each other, so maybe it's to do with that. So we're seeing the 2 are circling each other, and maybe it's got to do with our other second sun, like our binary sun, its orbit around us, so it's in a different orbit to us. But it's like there's a breakthrough. Why there is some kind of trouble with a breakthrough. Right in the middle it says there's an illusion again, and when they're in the shadows. So I don't think we're going to see them. It's like they'll stay in the shadows, or it's some kind of illusion to play tricks on our eyes. So maybe they're cloaked, or in some way we don't get to see them. They're on it's like on a different level, ascension, a different level. So yeah, it could be that they're in a different level. Or they're locked out and they need to break through. Okay. So one more question. I'm going to ask the cards, what would you like to tell me, cards related to the Anunnaki? What would you like to tell me to do with the Anunnaki? Because we did have those 2 questions answered, that yes, they did come here for our resources. They come here for our resources because they needed to recharge and repair or heal their own atmosphere or their own planet. So they needed our resources to do that. So then when they got here, you could see the big transport ships taking the stuff out, but it was very, very hard work. So they needed support to do the work. So that's where the story of the creation of man came into it. So those questions have been answered, and the cards laid out that whole little story then. Okay, now what the cards want to talk about: records, Akashic records, past, card reading, messages for others. Okay, that's interesting. What else do you want to talk about? Life path, and I feel like that's to do with the orbiting planets around each other too. Okay, what would you like to talk about, cards, about the Anunnaki, please? Anunnaki. Is there anything else you want to talk about with the Anunnaki? Okay, so it was in the past, because this is a past card. Okay, we've got the transformation card again. So they made some kind of transformation. And again, the gold. We've got the gold as well. So what I'm trying to touch on now is, do they transform gold? Or do they transform things into gold? Or do they transform our gold into something else? So I know that the story goes that they use our gold for their atmosphere, So maybe that's where how they've transformed the gold. But there's a disappointing result here. So that it's like maybe the result of that's been disappointing. Maybe they need more of it, because we did see the abundance card where they come through with their hands to get more. And here we've got the card of receiving. So here they come back for more, like their hands out receiving more. And here you can see the big pile of, it says priorities, but it's like they're like all these stacks of stuff that they're coming for. So maybe they're trying other things as well. Maybe it's not just gold that they're going to try. Maybe it's other resources as well that they're trying, because there seems to be some kind of disappointing result in something. So maybe now they're sampling other types of resources. Maybe this all goes on outside of our atmosphere or something. Maybe we don't get to see it, because I feel like at the whole time the reading's saying it's cloaked, it's veiled, where it's an illusion, it's tricks on our eyes, they're not showing us, or it's in the shadows, it's done in the shadows. We don't get to see it. Okay, now something here about the past, so how it was done in the past. Okay, one more validating card on that past, please, on that top line. On what you're trying to say, cards. One more validation on those top cards. What are you trying to say? Okay, that's a new path, where it says past, new path. Maybe they're going to try something new, different to the past. Here I'm getting the iron and the steel, so it says stability, but to me that's like talks to me about the Iron Age, or the age of steel, or different industries. So maybe they're going to try a different kind of metal, and a crossroads. So we're at a crossroads. So I think the planet of the crossing, I think it's called, the planet of the crossing is what another word for Nibiru. Nibiru is the planet of the crossing, the 10th planet that the Anunnaki came from. So I think on the next crossing is what they're saying. The next crossing, they're going to try something new. So I feel like there was a bit of a disappointing result in what they tried before. So on the next crossing, they're going to try something new, different to what they did in the past. Perhaps a different metal maybe, because we've got the Iron Age here, so a different metal. And here you can see all the different options they've got of things that they could try, and it's like they're selecting a few different things. They're going to try something else. But they're definitely coming back in for something more. And what have we got down here? Again, we've got the past card, we've got lining up different options, and here about it's a toxic situation. So I feel like maybe something is going on with them that's a bit of a toxic situation, and they might be looking here on their next crossing to see if we can, any of our resources can solve a different problem that they have. Because again, we've got transformations going on with that planet, and again, the gold. So maybe it didn't last, but there's some kind of transformation going on in that planet again. And again, it says something about the gold, but it was a bit of a disappointing result, and maybe they're needing more. So they're coming back for either more of it, or trying some other option, some other resources. Perhaps that didn't work, so they're pulling that up, because you can see they're pulling it up, so they're pulling that up and they're going to try something else. Maybe, who knows? This is just entertainment purposes only. So the questions that were asked was, did the Anunnaki really come to Earth to mine, and did they create man? And well, in the first spread, the cards laid that whole story out. So the cards seem to agree with that story, but I just pushed it a little bit further to see if they're ever coming back, or how, what played out with them getting our gold. So thank you for joining me. I love it when you put questions down the bottom, because sometimes it's hard to think about different weird things to read on. So anything you want to read on that's weird, just pop it in the comments and I'll read on it next week. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back again next Wednesday.